Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Now this time I actually remember where we left off. We were here orbiting minmus. Now, can you quickly explain what happened last episode? You see, okay, what happened was that my recording software kind of conked out in the middle of it for no reason at all. When I realized this, I aborted the landing, which we saw me begin to do in the last episode, and I boosted this back up into as good an orbit as I could get it. Now, okay, last time I wanted to land on a flat area, but this time I'm not too picky. Well, actually, no, I take that back, I am picky. I think we can go around one more time. Just hope we don't crash into anything. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the mods I'm using. You see, okay, right now I'm using mods that for obvious reasons are only compatible with this version of Kerbal Space Program. The next version might come out soonish, but the thing is, there will be like a 3-month gap in which different mods update at different times. And in the end, it just doesn't really work out. So, okay, here's my plan now. My plan is that this series, no matter how long it goes for, it's going to stay in this version of Kerbal Space Program indefinitely until the series itself ends. What that means is that we could be at version like 1.2 and I'll still be playing 1.0.4. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could upgrade when everything else did, but I mean, it just doesn't work that way, especially with YouTube series and the massive mod pack I'm using. Yeah, it's kind of like with Scott Manley's KSP Interstellar series. I mean, that series was going on until KSP reached beta, and he was still in the asteroid updates. If you haven't watched Scott Manley's KSP Interstellar series, you should probably check that out. Yeah, totally free advertising right there. So yeah, this series and these mods are going to stay in what will soon become the old version until the end of this series, which will inevitably also be the start of a new series, which I hope you'd look forward to and stuff. Anyway, let's just choose any old landing site. As much as I really wanted to land on the flat plains, we're going to need to go probably with the North Pole here. I mean, it's the flattest spot in our current orbit, and I don't want to take the risk of going around several times because there are a lot of mountains. So how about we quick save here, we go retrograde, and we begin to... which way is retrograde? That way is retrograde. And we begin to thrustify. Another thing I want to talk about is something which is not directly related to Kerbal Space Program or to my channel or to me at all, but still something absolutely fucking amazing. Okay, so I follow a lot of like internet bloggers and people on the internet. One of whom goes by the name of Wait But Why. Don't judge me on the name. It was I don't understand it either. But Wait But Why is basically this blog that looks at everything from artificial intelligence to human consciousness to I went too far that way, now I'm going to need to burn retrograde in this direction. And most recently they've landed, or rather he's landed an interview with the most amazing human currently living on Earth. Or at least one of. I mean, I definitely rank myself in like the top 50 or something. They spent about 2 months or so over with Elon Musk, also known as the founder of Tesla, SpaceX, and I think he did something related to PayPal. I can't remember if he founded it or something more obscure. But anyway, so Wait But Why has done 2 blogs on Elon's main two thingies, which are Tesla and SpaceX, and Okay, a few days ago they came out with the SpaceX post. Specifically, Wait But Why's way of explaining what SpaceX's mission and goal is. And I must say, for a blog post, that literally got me all teared up. The way he explained it is just amazing. I mean, it's just beautiful how SpaceX can be a real thing, and how the goal of SpaceX can also be a real thing. I'm not going to go into much detail. Instead, I'm going to link the blog article. But yeah, you definitely need to check that out because I I cannot. I'm terrible at explaining anything compared to how he explains SpaceX's. So yeah, definitely check that out after you've finished watching this video. Yeah, it's just probably the best blog post of any kind I have ever seen. Because it just goes into so much depth and detail and explanation. As for minmus, how about we work our way downhill a little bit? By downhill, I mean down. Okay, now let's angle this thing slightly. I can see the ground. I can see the ground. This will be our first landing on any celestial body in this series. Which means it's quite likely we'll screw up at the last possible second. Note how we're going to have to land on our engine bell since we have no landing legs. Oh wait, is it horizontal or vertical that we want to have existing? I mean, in the end, none of them, but... Okay, and... What just happened? Hello? Physics? Oh, did we bump off the ice? How bouncy is our engine? This is like the magical bouncing engine of bouncing engineeriness. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna name this episode, the magical bouncing engine. So we're gonna need to land on our side. And there we have it! Our first landing on another body in this series. We're also rolling slightly. Let's not do that. So, now let's start getting some science stuff done. Oh, first, we need to check our fucking contracts. Actually, no, I'm gonna do all the science and do all the, contracts and everything off camera. I will meet you guys when I come back. I think we could probably just leave this thing here, to be honest. If we can try to return it to Kerbin at some other... Actually, no. Take back what I just said. Do we have enough Delta V to achieve orbit around... Yeah, I don't know what Delta V numbers are needed for what, so I'm gonna assume that's no. Yeah, how much Delta V do you need to get from the surface of Minimus to an orbit around the moon? I think it's about 3 or 4 kilometers per second. So let's just double check on what contracts we do have. Science data from the surface of Minmus. I completely forgot about that one. But yeah, our next one's going to be orbit the moon, which will be probably our next mission. It took literally minutes. Minutes and minutes. But it was all worth it in the end. So let's go to the Space Center. And let's go to research and development, see what we can do with our new science points. Okay, let's see, what should we get? that we spent up our science, and in the next tier above us, we've got a whole bunch of cool shit. We have researched new techs, we've landed our probe on minmus. Now, off camera, we're just going to quickly build a min probe and a min orbit probe, and then I will catch you guys then. And I am back! I just quickly made some modifications to our old minmus probe, and now we should be set to go onwards to the moon. This mission's gonna be an orbiter probe for the moon, and just in case we find ourselves with enough Delta V, I've also put on a few landing legs. But that's a big if. I hope this magnetometer doesn't get too whatchamajiggied. So, yeah, like I said earlier in the video, you should really check out that Wait But Why blog on SpaceX. I'll link it in the description below. It talks a lot about SpaceX, their goals, their whole Mars plan, how reusability of rockets works. If you have any interest at all in space exploration, which you clearly do since you're watching this video right now, then you should definitely check that out. Also, another thing I should talk to you about is Superpower 2. Specifically, it's being scrapped. Yeah, no more Superpower 2 Australian Empire. There's a reason for that, and that reason is that, and I think I talked about this in one of my earlier videos, you see, with Australia, because I really want to play as Australia, it's very hard to gain an empire because you're so isolated from the rest of the world. I mean, land invasions in Superpower 2 are way too difficult. And shit. Don't worry, I got this. And what that means is that as Australia, we can't really expand very well, which means, I mean, the whole point of the series is to conquer the entire world. And that simply can't happen. So yeah, Superpower 2 is, Australian Empire is not going to continue. I may revisit the game at some point as a different nation. Perhaps like America, China, Germany, possibly even Russia, or even Iran. We could play as the Islamic State, that would be fun. Anyway, but yeah, however, I do have a alternative to Superpower 2, which I think you will enjoy if I get it working. But yeah, the Superpower 2 series is no more. Okay, I can wait a minute. Oh yeah, also, is there anything else I was gonna say? Recording softwares, that's another thing I'll discuss in the next episode. No, I suppose I'll just get us into orbit, and then we can, finish up. Again, sorry about the lack of progress in this episode, like, pretty much all we did was land on minmus and research a few texts. But sometimes shit happens, and I mean, I don't have an awful lot of time for recording today. Okay, close enough. So yeah, that is it. Our Mon probe is in orbit. So yeah, check out the Way But Why SpaceX blog. I'll link it in the description below. And yeah, Superpower 2, I'm gonna scrap for reasons I've already discussed in previous videos. A alternative will come around soon. This has been Chris here, and goodbye. I'll see you next time.